Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a new episode in my discussion series, Consoles, Games, Collecting. This is episode 16, and the topic for today's video is all about the 8th gen console, the Nintendo Switch. I'll let you guys know my thoughts and my opinions on the console, let you guys know the stuff I like about the Switch, there's some things I don't like about the Switch, and of course I would love to hear from you guys, so if you would like to participate in this discussion series, you guys can either participate by leaving a comment, sharing your thoughts and opinions on the console, or if maybe this is one of those topics that you just don't think a comment is going to be good enough for your response, and you feel like you would like to film a video response, feel free. I love checking out your guys' video responses, and I do appreciate everyone who takes the time to film a video response to any of my videos. I love watching them, guys, and I do really appreciate you guys taking the time to film those for me. I do ask, though, if you do film a video response, please let me know about it so I can check it out. I would hate to miss it. I'm not always alerted by YouTube, and the YouTube algorithm stuff doesn't always let people know when people upload videos, so I would hate to miss it. I will also post a link to your video response as a comment so other people can check it out as well. So let's get into this, and I'll share my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I've owned the Nintendo Switch since January of 2019. I actually got it for my birthday, and I actually didn't have to pay full price because they were $300 at the time. I still think they're around like the $300 price. I was actually able to get it for like only $50 out of pocket because I had gift cards to my local game store and money and stuff that I got as gifts for Christmas and my birthday from friends and family. And so I was able to get the console for only $50 out of pocket. And I also was able to get one game with it that my buddy gave me a really good deal on. I pretty much got it for free. And that was Kirby Star Allies, which is really cool. So I also bought a few accessories when I bought the Nintendo Switch because I know that I wanted to protect the console from getting damaged and also wanted to be able to take it with me. So I bought a nice case for it. And it was a really good, I think it was like 20 bucks or something. I got this really cool Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze case, which is really cool. Has the Donkey Kong crew on the case. Really nice padded. It has a place to store the little attachments for the Joy-Cons when you take them off the console. And then it also had a place, they're falling out, to store up to 8 of the little cartridges in there. And then had also, you could put your little micro SD cards in there as well. So it's great to take the console on the go in this nice protective case. And if it was to drop, it would keep it padded and protected from actually breaking. And then I have bought the original version of the Nintendo Switch. There's actually like 4 versions. You have the Switch, then you had like the Switch version that has like a longer battery life, and then they had the Switch Mini, and then they also now have the Switch OLED, which has the better, brighter screen. It's a little bit bigger and stuff. But I had bought the original launch one at the time, and I chose the one that came with the red and blue Joy-Cons, as I always like colored controllers, so I figured I might as well go with that instead of the plain black ones. So I got that, and then of course the Nintendo Switch console itself. And I did buy some accessories for this. I got a little protective case from Nyko, and so it had little plastic protectors for the Joy-Cons. Just keeps them from getting dirty and damaged, but it still allows them to be used as controllers. You don't have to take the cases off or anything. They still work with the Switch, either connected or not. So that's something that's really cool. And then I also got a protective case for the Switch itself. It's a little thin plastic one that allows it to still be docked, which is key, because you can get some of these that are thicker, but then you have to constantly take it off if you want to play the Switch docked. So I wanted to get one that wasn't going to impede it from being connected. I also got a protective screen to go over the screen so it doesn't get scratched. Anybody that owns Nintendo consoles or handheld consoles know that the screens over time can get all scratched up, so it's good to put a protective screen on them, and that's what I love having for it. So I got that on there. Now, this will not protect it. If it was to drop, it could still break. The case is pretty thin. You know, it's mostly just for cosmetic reasons, protecting it from like scratches and fingerprints and stuff. It's not going to protect it from being damaged at all, but overall, I've had a lot of fun with this console since 2019, and it's been one that I've really enjoyed having in my collection. And one of the main things I love about it is the fact that it is a hybrid console, where you can play it hooked up to a TV, but you can also take it with you on the go. And then the little Joy-Cons can plug right into it. We'll turn it on here for you guys. and it has a pretty nice thing. Now, if you see this up here on my thing, that's literally just where the screen protector didn't go all the way down, but it doesn't impede any gameplay at all. But I really love being able to take this with me portably, and I can play any kind of game that I have on the go, which is really nice. So like when I take the bus to work, I can play this on the bus and just kill some time, or I'm with my wife and she's getting her hair cut or something, you know, I can sit in the lobby or in the car or something and play the Nintendo Switch. You know, it's great for plane rides and stuff. You know, just great to have a console you can take with you portably. I love to use this in bed. I can lay in bed and just play with this console. And I love, you know, the quality games you can get. So you're not going to get your full 1080p out of it docked. You know, if it's not docked, you can, but in portable mode, you're not going to get as great of graphics as you do. You know, the console's not as powerful when it's hooked up, but you still get a decent looking console and decent looking for games, which do have Mario Golf here, which I will show some gameplay of that real quick. Get it launched up here. Which I do love Mario Golf, and this Mario Golf Super Rush is one of my favorites in this series. And it looks like they've updated it with some new challenges and stuff, but just play a golf match real quick, standard golf. And you can have up to 4 players too, which is pretty cool. We'll just pick Mario. And you can see it looks pretty damn good being in portable mode. Of course, it'll look better docked, but it does look really nice in portable mode here. And of course, the Switch OLED looks even better than this. But I really do love being able to play this game portably. So that's one thing that I really loved about the console was the hybrid functions of it. You know, I love being able to take it with me on the go, and that was a big selling feature for me because it's basically able to take a modern console portably. Because until this, you know, you had the 3DS and stuff, but, you know, the Nintendo Switch is where we started getting really powerful portable consoles. And so I think Nintendo did a great choice here. They had a great decision to make it a hybrid console where you get to play on the go, but then you can also play it docked. And then, of course, the big thing for me with Nintendo consoles is obviously the games. Mostly the first-party games, but there are still some third-party games. I just was going to share with you guys and talk about some of the games here that I liked for the console. Like, first up, I played a lot in 2020, especially during the beginning of the pandemic, because I just was not in the mood to play other violent and evil and killing games and stuff. I just wasn't in the mindset for that. I was also recovering from COVID then. I played a lot of Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I feel this is the best Animal Crossing game they've ever made. My old favorite used to be the Nintendo GameCube one. That's a close second. But I really love Animal Crossing New Horizons as they just kept adding so much stuff to this game. All kinds of different villagers you can go to other people's islands. You can still play it online and stuff. And I had a lot of fun with Animal Crossing New Horizons. Another one here that I really liked is a really cool game called Cat Quest. This is a cool action-adventure game. Plays kind of like Zelda, but it has a setting with you play as a cat. There's also a Cat Quest 2 that I own as well. Really loved this game and highly recommend this one as well. It's a fun little adventure game. Awesome game. I heard that they are actually working on a Cat Quest 3, so that is awesome. Another one here is they did port some Wii U games over to Nintendo Switch to be able to get to a broader audience since the Wii U was pretty much a failure, and they wanted to port some of these games that were awesome on the Wii U. They're even better on Nintendo Switch, like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which has a new funky mode in it. I love the Donkey Kong Country series, and I really enjoyed this Tropical Freeze game. It is very, very difficult, though. The difficulty is sky high on it, but the graphics are absolutely amazing and it looks great. Highly recommend this one. Talked about that Kirby Star Allies. I always love Kirby games, and the nice thing about Kirby games is they're all fairly easy to play. They're a great game and series for introducing new players to video games. People who don't play games a whole lot or have never played them before, I would recommend getting them a Kirby game because they're very easy, and almost anybody at any age can play a Kirby game and not have to worry about dying all the time, as they are fairly easy games, but they're really fun, and Kirby's a really awesome character, so I love Kirby Star Allies. Next one here, awesome game, is Luigi's Mansion 3, which I've loved Luigi's Mansion since the GameCube days. I also had Luigi's Mansion's Dark Moon on the 3DS, and I also have the remake of Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS. And then we have the great Luigi's Mansion 3 here, which I love the story in it. The only downside is I did not like that you could not invert the controls. I'm so used to playing inverted, where you push down for up and up for down. That's my only real gripe with it. Otherwise, the game is awesome, amazing visuals and stuff, but I had to get used to it not having inverted controls when I played this. Maybe someday Nintendo will actually patch it and put a thing so you can make inverted controls, because that would be amazing, as the original Luigi's Mansion defaulted with inverted controls, so I love that. So hopefully they'll fix that for this one. I showed some gameplay of this, but I love Mario Golf Super Rush. As you guys will see, a theme with me for Nintendo consoles is I usually reserve Nintendo for first-party titles. I love Mario Golf, played it ever since Mario Golf on Nintendo 64, and I feel that this is the best Mario Golf game they have ever made. Added a lot of content and stuff. There's a fun story mode to go through in this game, and I absolutely loved it. Next up, we have one here, Mario Party Superstars. So this is a new one in the Mario Party series, where it basically takes 100 mini games from classic Mario parties and the boards and stuff and puts them into one big collection here, which this is also a really good Mario Party game. I've loved Mario Party since the original ones on the Nintendo 64, and they did a really good job with this one I highly recommend, and I look forward to playing this with friends and family. Wonderful multiplayer game. Next up, we have here a personal favorite on the Switch is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is awesome. This is a port from the Wii U version, but they've added so much content to this game. They have a battle pass thingy, expansion pass for this, where you get 48 new tracks, and they actually just talked about they're going to add some new characters, because you have a ton of Mario characters from past and present to choose from in this game. Like, there's different colored Yoshis and Shy Guys and stuff, and you've got the Mario characters and the Koopa Kids. You've got Donkey Kong. You've got Zelda. I mean, we just got tons of stuff, and then with that expansion pass, they made it even better by having new tracks to explore. They got new tracks from the Mario Kart Tour that's on the phone on here too, which is cool. Just all kinds of new content they've been adding to this game over the past few years. Really awesome game, one of the best Mario Karts ever. I'd love to hope we can someday get a Mario Kart 9 in the future. That'd be awesome. Another one here that I thought was really cool, was a random crossover, is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battles. So they combined the silly Rabbids with the Mario Kingdom, and it worked really well, and it's a really fun story. I'm about halfway through this game. I do need to go back and fully beat this one, but I had a lot of fun with this little tactical RPG game. Kind of reminds me of like the XCOM kind of games, but in a Mario universe. And the Rabbids, they just fit in so well because they're funny and silly and goofy, and the humor is just really fun. You know, this is a great game to play with your kids and stuff, and you don't have to worry about it being like a violent or anything. You know, it's a very safe, friendly kids game, but it's a really fun one that is worth playing. And then I did buy the sequel, which I have not opened yet, but this is the gold edition of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I will open it once I beat the original Mario plus Rabbids game. Really awesome sequel. I've heard nothing but good things about this, and I can't wait to check it out. Next up, here's a series I have loved, and it's just crazy that it was exclusive to Nintendo Switch, and that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. There is some DLC and stuff for this, over 30 characters to play through. It's an awesome isometric beat-em-up game where you get to go through with different superheroes and stuff and go through the story and some villains and stuff. Really fun game that I need to get into more. I only played a little bit, and I've really loved it. I beat the first two multiple times, but I have not beat this third one yet. Really awesome game. Definitely look forward to that one. Another one here is personal favorite series of mine that I've beat on Xbox 360 and Xbox One multiple times, but I had to get it when it was released for Nintendo Switch, and that was Metro Redux. It's really awesome. Love playing it in portable mode and docked. Mostly play this portably though. The game still looks and performs really well on the Switch. Of course, it's not going to look as good as it was like on an Xbox Series X, but it still does look pretty damn amazing for a portable console. Love this series. I beat the first one and I'm close to beating the second one on the Switch. Awesome game. Next up is another port of a Nintendo Wii U game, and that was New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, where it takes everything that was awesome about the first one on the original Wii U and just add some stuff to it. Plus, you also get all the stuff from New Super Mario Bros. Luigi U, which was that add-on pack you could buy separately. Both of those are combined in this with some upgrades and stuff to the visuals and graphics and stuff. Really fun game. You can play with the 4 players. Great game to play with friends and family. Love this. Goes back to the 2D style of Mario with updated graphics stuff. Really fun game. Then we have a little indie title here called Slain Back from Hell. Just a random game I got at GameStop. That's a side-scrolling adventure game. Very, very difficult. We're talking like Dark Souls difficulty, but it has that old 8-bit pixelated graphics. It's one I got to put some more time into. It's just really difficult, but it has been a fun game. This was a cool compilation, as I love the original Super Mario Bros. All-Stars collection. This is the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which has Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy all in one pack. Really cool game. I love all 3 of these games. Played them to death, but I have not beat them on the Switch so far. I've only been playing Mario Sunshine on the Switch. That was my favorite of these 3 on here. Really good collection of games. They stopped making this, but it's still not really hard to get. Highly recommend this one. If you're a Mario fan, get this. This is awesome. Having 3 of the best 3D Mario games in one collection there on the Switch. Very awesome. Another one here is another Wii U title they ported, but it got some stuff added to it. Is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So you can go through the wonderful Wii U game where you can have the introduction of the cat suit, where you can play as Cat Mario and stuff. Really fun, like 2D, 3D hybrid levels. Really awesome game. And then you have that cool Bowser's Fury mode to go through, which I have not played yet. I had almost beat this completely on the Wii U, but I started over on the Nintendo Switch. Wonderful game. If you've not played it before, highly recommend getting it for the Switch. It is awesome. Another one here that I love was the continuation. The original one was launched on Wii U. This one is made for the Switch. It's Super Mario Maker 2, and I got the one that came with the online because you need the online function to download courses. This was cool because you can make your own Mario courses from the Super Mario Bros. 1 on Nintendo, Super Mario Bros. 3 on regular Nintendo, Super Mario World from Super Nintendo, New Super Mario Bros. U from the Wii U/Switch, and then now you get it made where you can make Super Mario 3D World levels that are like a 2D sort of 3D hybrid for them. Really awesome. Plus, the Nintendo created their own 100 levels, and then there's just endless amount of levels, just millions of levels out there that people have designed. You could design your own levels, which is what I liked. You could build your own Mario levels however you wanted to. The only thing is you had to be able to beat them, be able to upload them. And there's some of those cheesy courses that people do with these crazy hard levels. I can't think of the name of them, but I'm not into those. I just like ones that are like your typical, can actually play them and don't have to do crazy stuff of bouncing off of shells and dropping off things and spin attacks and stuff to beat the levels. So I stay away from those. But I just like the regular levels that people make. And I've made a few myself and uploaded them. I haven't played this one in a while. It's been a couple years, but I had a lot of fun with Super Mario Maker 2. Highly recommend this, as there's just endless amount of different Mario levels to play and different kinds. Really awesome. Another one here, I actually have not opened this, I had rented it, it's just been a while. I just was not a huge fan of this, was the Super Mario Party, which is the first Mario Party game they released for Nintendo Switch. It's kind of like a bare bones version of a Mario Party game. It just was kind of disappointing. I just have not got around to opening it. I got this on a sale on one of those Mario days on March 10th a few years ago. I will eventually open it, just at the point right now, just have no desire to play it, but I will in the future. But it's just one that I would kind of say, get that other Superstars Mario Party one over this one, as this was kind of disappointing for Mario Party games. Another one here I got on launch day. Love this game. It is basically like a little remake of the old Game Boy/Game Boy Color version, and that is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It's really cool, made with like kind of clay graphics. Still have the same overall gameplay and story. They did add some stuff to the game. This is one I do need to beat about halfway through the story. Awesome game. If you love The Legend of Zelda, you'll love the Link's Awakening remake that they made for the Nintendo Switch. Awesome game. And then the final one here is a Yoshi game, which I do love Yoshi, and it's Yoshi's Crafted World. Another awesome game, fun to play, co-op with family and stuff. And it's another one that's not too difficult, one that you could give a beginner player to play through, and it's just fun. And I love Yoshi, so really cool. So that was just sharing with you guys some of the games I like. Now I will show the console hooked up to the TV, and then just talk about some of the functions and stuff on there, and then show you guys some gameplay from a couple of games. So let's get to that now. Alright guys, now I wanted to share my thoughts about the Nintendo Switch when it's docked and hooked up to the TV, which I do think this is one of Nintendo's best consoles they have ever released. I love the fact of having a hybrid console where you can take it with you on the go, but then you can take it back home with you and hook it up to the television, because of course you'll obviously get much better graphics when it's hooked up to the TV. I have this hooked up to my 4K TV, and the games just look absolutely beautiful on it. I also love the fact that the online services for Nintendo consoles are a lot cheaper than Microsoft and Sony. I only have to pay $20 a year for the Nintendo online services. There's a little extra expansion pass. I can't remember how much it is, but you can pay a little bit more money to have other stuff. But part of your subscription service, you actually get access to play regular Nintendo games, Game Boy games, and Super Nintendo games, as long as you're online, which is really cool. They have a variety of games to check out on there. There's also the eShop where you can buy your DLC for games and content and stuff. There is an album where you can actually take pictures of games that you have played, which is kind of cool. There's various controllers as well. The console does come with the Joy-Cons, and what's really cool is you can actually split the Joy-Cons between two people and actually have two controllers, but they also do have Pro controllers released for it as well. Now there are some stuff that obviously this console is not as powerful as your Xbox Series or Xbox One or even your PlayStation 4 is, but Nintendo has never been about like powerful consoles. They've always been having like fun games over that. You can adjust the brightness when you have it hooked up without the TV, lock the screen and stuff, your data and stuff you can keep track, because this does have internal memory, but you can also plug in micro SD cards to expand the storage, which this one does have in it. Keep track of the users. There's mine and my buddy Todd's. You also have Mii's in this game, because there are some games that do support Mii's. Also have Amiibo support as well. Now, one thing I really did not like with the Switch is that there are no themes. You literally can have a white theme or a black theme. So basically light or dark theme, but there are no like custom themes, no Mario themes, no custom backgrounds or anything, where the 3DS had all kinds of themes you could download and buy for your system. So I feel it's Nintendo's really missing out by not letting us have custom themes for the Switch. Maybe someday in the future they will, but as of now, there still are not. I mean, I even have custom themes for my Xbox One and Series X console. Even my PlayStation consoles, you have themes you can get. So Nintendo really should get themes and stuff for their system. I've been waiting since I've had a Switch, and still they have not released anything for it. It's a missed opportunity. And then you can adjust your TV settings too, so you can adjust the resolution and you can adjust the screen size, because I had to actually adjust it because it was set for my buddy's TV and not mine, and so part of the picture was cut off, so I had to adjust it, so it was really nice. But again, like I said, there are some limitations of the Switch. Obviously it's not going to be as powerful console, so if there are any multi-plat games out there that are like graphically demanding, I would suggest getting those on the other systems and save the Switch for its exclusive games. Or games like Warhammer 40,000, Shoot as Blood and Teeth. You know, it's not a graphically demanding game, so you don't need to have an Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 to play in. But I did want to show you guys a game here, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, one of my favorite Mario Kart games of all time, and show you guys how beautiful it looks on my 4K TV in docked mode. Absolutely one of the best looking Mario Kart games they have ever released. And this was a port from the old Wii U version, but what I liked about this is they actually last year released a DLC expansion pass for this game that you could buy, or if you had the online plus mode, you can get it for free. But this added a whole bunch of new tracks, and they actually this year decided to add some new characters to the game. So I'm working on beating all of the tracks on 50cc, and then eventually I go through and do 100, 150 mirror, and 200. So I like to 100% these games. And you have a huge variety of characters to choose from, the biggest roster I've ever seen in a Mario Kart game, other than the Mario Kart for the phone. And Birdo is one of the newest characters that they actually added to the game, and you still have 5 more, which we don't know, which will be released here by the end of the year, so that's really awesome. Yoshi's one of my favorite, but I also love Luigi. He's a good dude. And then I did like, too, that you had such a variety of different carts and bikes and tires and gliders available, because the ones you choose will actually affect its stats and stuff, so that's really cool. And then these are the tracks that come with the game, and then when you have the expansion pass, these are where you can check out some of the new tracks that have been added to the game. And then here you can see these are 4 ones that have not come out yet that will be out here later in the year. But they even have some from the Mario Kart Tour game that I play on my phone, which is really sweet. I may be a little rusty too, as I have not played on the Switch here in a while. I've been playing the Mario Kart on my phone, so I gotta get myself back to used to playing Mario Kart here on the Switch, so I may be a little rusty here. Especially with this timing, as I can't remember what the timing is for the boost. But you can see, like, the game just looks absolutely stunning on my 4K TV here. The water effects, the bright colors, everything just looks absolutely gorgeous in 4K. It looks even good when you're playing it in portable mode as well, especially on my new Nintendo Switch OLED model that I got from Todd. I love this super horn weapon, as this is a weapon you can use to destroy those annoying, stupid blue shells. See? I was able to get rid of that. That's why I love that weapon. It's my favorite in the game to have for myself. And of course I love using the blue shell against other people because it's a fuck you weapon. It's also great too, is you can drift in these games, especially when you get really good at the drifting mechanics. I've seen people pull off some pretty crazy ass moves in these games. Great game to play with friends and family as well, as you can play co-op with this. And what I like too about some of these tracks is they actually change their layout for the different laps that you're going through. This is one of those levels where it actually changes your path based on what lap you're on, which I thought is really cool. And I'm really loving the fact that some of these new tracks are coming from the Mario Kart Tour game that I play on my phone, that, you know, they'll be preserved forever now on the Switch, which is awesome. As well as some new ones that were created just specifically for Mario Kart 8. So I just wanted to give you guys a little taste of what a game looks like when it's hooked up to the TV. I think it looks pretty damn amazing. The graphics are awesome, and I really am glad that I have the Nintendo Switch in my collection. I'm glad that I actually have two Switches, the original and my new OLED model. But overall, I am very happy to have these consoles in my collection. I think it's one of Nintendo's finest consoles they've ever released. It's a huge improvement over the Wii U and over the Wii. And they keep porting games from the Wii U. They even are adding old GameCube games and stuff. You know, it's not as powerful as your PlayStation 5s and your Xbox consoles and stuff, but I definitely would say to keep the Nintendo Switch for its exclusives, because they do have some of the best first-party games with your Mario series and stuff, and your Star Fox and Metroids and Kirby's, and then even some indie games and stuff that are exclusive to the Switch and stuff look really good, like that Warhammer 40,000 Shoot His Blood and Teeth are awesome. You guys will be seeing that in an upcoming weekly playlist video here. But overall, I really do love the Nintendo Switch. It's not as powerful as my other consoles, but it's one that I do love, and I'm glad to have these in my collection. Let me know your guys' thoughts, though. Do you guys like the Nintendo Switch? Have you ever thought about getting one for your collection? Now, obviously, if you're not into, the Marios and those kind of games, this would be one of those consoles I would say to avoid. But if you love them like I do, I would definitely suggest getting a Nintendo Switch here down the line. And get the OLED version, because you have the brighter screen. And make sure you get the one that you can hook it up to the TV. They do have the light version, where it's literally just a handheld only, and you pretty much lose half of what the console can do because it's only portable. So I would make sure you get the OLED version that you can hook up to the TV, but then you can also take it with you portably. Alright, and we'll just do my final thoughts here and talk about some of the controller options stuff. Obviously you have the Joy-Cons that you can play with, but they did release a Pro controller, which I do not own, which I really do need to get a first party. I did get a third party knockoff Pro controller, which it's nice, but sometimes I did notice some issues when playing Mario Golf with some drifting and stuff, so I would like to get an official Pro controller. But it's really nice though having this controller as well when I'm playing it. And the console did come with this little stand thing. Now, it doesn't charge your Joy-Cons, but they can actually be installed in there. So let me show you what that looks like when they're installed. Plug it in, and it does look really nice. It's pretty comfortable to use it like that. But of course, with the Joy-Cons, you can also play with them in each hand, or you can turn them and play with them like this, and some games do let you do that. Now, I do, because you guys may have noticed the color of it, I do own a Nintendo Switch OLED that I actually got from my buddy Todd, as he no longer wanted to it, and he traded me for it. You guys will see me talk about it in my next pickups video, but I do have the Switch OLED here, which I do need to buy a case for it. He did put a screen protector on it, which is awesome, but there is a little difference in size, and obviously, because the screen's a little bit bigger on the OLED model than the regular Switch. Just a little bit bigger, and the screen is a lot brighter and has a better battery life. But either Switch is great, but I do love having my new OLED version. As you guys can see, pretty much the same thickness, just the screen's a little bit bigger. But overall, I have had a lot of fun with my Nintendo Switch consoles. I'm glad that I have two of them now. Really great console you can play portably, and I love having the new power with the dock, which you do have the dock here. And the nice thing I like about the OLED one is that it actually has a physical built-in LAN adapter, where the original Switch only has wireless internet, so you can actually plug in wired internet with this. It has your HDMI and then your AC adapter as well, and it also is in a cool white color, where the other one is just a black dock. But overall, I love the function of the Nintendo Switch. I love being able to take this console with me anywhere I want to go, on the go, portably. It is awesome being able to take it there. Another thing, too, I did not mention, which I'll hook up one real quick to the console. As you have these little attachment here, you could actually put on the console to get to those buttons up there when you're playing it by itself. As a controller, you do have that little attachment, which I did forget to show. Came with both of my Switches, obviously, so it's great to be able to play it, because you actually, out of the box, can play 2-player right there. I can play 4-player now because of the extra Joy-Cons I have, and then I also can play, because I have this extra controller here. But overall, I really love the Nintendo Switch. I think it is one of Nintendo's best consoles they have ever released. It has done really well. It continues to do well. They keep releasing awesome games. They keep porting games from the Wii U. And then they're also even letting you play some Nintendo DS games through the little backwards compatibility that they have on there, from like being able to download games on the eShop. And then they also have that wonderful online service where you can play regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, some Sega Genesis games and stuff by having their little online service, which is only $20 a year, which is awesome too. So the online function is great, being able to play people from all over the world for a cheap price, where like like Microsoft and Sony charge you $60 a year for their Gold and PlayStation Plus. You know, you can get Nintendo's online service for only $20. There's another one you can pay a little bit more money to get you access to like Nintendo 64 games and stuff, but you know, it's really just the basic service is all you need if you want to just play with people online, play Mario Kart competitively, play Mario parties and stuff, play with friends across the country. You know, it's something that's really good. I love being able to take the console with me on the go, but then I love being able to play it at home in person. There's a lot of things I love about it. There's some things I don't like about it. You know, I talked about how it was like not as powerful as obviously as like Xbox and Sony consoles, but Nintendo's never been about power or high definition graphics. They've always been about games and gameplay, and they deliver on that promise of having really fun games. Of course, it's mostly their first party games that are the best, your Marios and Zeldas and Metroids and things like that. But there are still some different third-party ones, you know, like the Cat Quests are out there, Crosscode, some of the Mana games are on there. You know, there's still some good third-party games. There's also some great indie games you can get on there. Tons of digital-only exclusive games on the eShop that you should download, like that Heaven's Dust game that I would recommend. Just a lot of wonderful games. Overall, I love the Nintendo Switch, and I'm glad that I actually have both of them, including the OLED, which the OLED is my favorite of the two now. Really glad that I was able to add those to my collection, and I just can't wait to see what new games will come out for the Switch in the future. And I am looking forward to Nintendo's newest and latest console. Hopefully this new console is just as amazing as the Switch is, and who knows what kind of console we'll get. Nintendo always comes up with really cool ideas and gimmicks and stuff for their consoles, and they're always looking for new innovative ways to move gaming along into the future. That's my guys' thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. Let me know your guys' thoughts. You guys can answer this topic and respond to it as a comment or a video response. I just ask if you do film a video response to please let me know about it so that I don't miss it. I would hate to not see your video response and not be able to check it out, because you guys do upload awesome videos. I would hate to miss it. So let me know about it, and I'll make sure to post a link to your video as a comment so other people can check it out. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see you next time.